Howdy, everyone, and welcome to the Symphony. Symphony Entertainment Gaming and Arts is a gaming company that focuses on horror systems, indie games, organic content, and player agency to bring a symphonic approach to horror role playing. I am your host tonight, Rina Haenze. You might notice I don't look anything like Bridgett. And this evening, we're launching September Symphony Sonatas. That's right, for the entire month of September, Symphony's hosting nothing but sonatas. What is a symphony sonata? They're 60 minutes of improvised horror. I can't tell you what's going to happen because not knowing is honestly the best part. If you're watching live, hop into the chat, throw us your ideas, your commentary, whatever else you have, and we'll probably incorporate part of it real time into the game. One quick announcement, Symphony Entertainment has a Patreon. If you like this content and would like to help us create more, please back the Symphony on Patreon. You can check that out at patreon.com/symphonyentertainment. So, without further ado, let's unveil the cast. Cast members, please introduce yourselves, tell us where people can find you, and some of the things that you do. Skip, please start us off.
Hi, I'm Skip. I am kind of becoming a veteran to the Symphony now, which I'm very happy to be part of the Symphony family. I think this is like my fourth or fifth time being on, so I'm very excited. This will be my second Sonata. I am really, really thrilled to be part of this. I love to do the improv thing. I love things just being thrown at me from different locations and be able to react from that. For those of you who haven't watched me, I've been a gamer. I make a joke of this, but I've been gaming since the Carter administration back in 1979. So I have seen it, a lot of it. I've done most of it. But horror has become quickly one of my favorite genres to be part of. I love Call of Cthulhu. I've loved all the horror stuff that I've ever been part of. And when this opportunity came along to become part of this family, I leapt in with both feet and was very much welcomed by everybody. And it just thrills me beyond belief. If you can tell by my voice, I'm a former radio guy, so if I slip into my radio personality every now and again, please excuse me. But other than that, I am excited, I am ready, and I am ready to be horrified.
And
Thanks.
yes, bingo. And I am Staffan, more commonly known as RQStaffan on the interwebs. You can normally find me lurking in your channels, in your discords, quietly clipping away all those moments that you really wish eternity would just forget about. As a side effect, I am also the webmaster of the Stream of Chaos wiki, where we try our best to immortalize all that goes on that particular set of streams. And much like Skip, I've been gaming since before most of our audience was born. But it's all good. Anything that causes me to have to stop and think and come up with weird shit that my brain decides to keep hidden away in its inner sanctums. But that's my happy place. And these days we all need happy places, so we're gonna go for it.
Well said.
Very much looking forward to playing with y'all. We all know Bridgett, especially if you're here. We definitely know Bridgett. So, Bridgett, if you want to say anything about yourself, you can. We all know who you are.
Yeah, no, listen, what I'm going to say about myself right now is I'm not running this show, and I am delighted to have Rina hosting it. Not just running it, hosting it. I could get used to this shit. That's all I've got.
You're more than welcome to.
Oh, me, wow, do it to me. Sorry. I'm focused. I'm here. I'm focused.
And so tonight I will be your GM. I am Rina. You might know me from other Symphony streams. You probably also know me potentially from the Old Ways podcast, where I currently run a Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle and play in Horror on the Orient Express. Bridgett also plays in Vampire with me, and she is fantastic. You can also find me on shows like Ain't Slayed Nobody and popping up as a guest on just about every other Cthulhu show, which is why I am referred to as the Inevitable Rina. I also publish Call of Cthulhu scenarios. Several of them are bestsellers and award-winning. You can find them on DriveThru RPG, including my almost to gold slasher homage Saturday the 14th. So if you would like to check those out, Jolene, based on the Dolly Parton song, which we have run here on Symphony, and you can check out that video on demand as well. And I live in California with my cat, who sits on my lap and purrs occasionally whenever I make a really, really, really good paragraph in my writing. So I like to say he's my co-author. And I spend most of my time gaming, hanging out on Discord, talking to people, and just doing various and sundry shenanigans. So I will be your GM for this evening, and I am very much looking forward to it, since Bridgett, for some reason, let me take over her channel. So just to let everyone know, since this is a purely improvised game, I cannot offer content warnings. However, Bridgett has polled all of us and the players for our red lines, so I am aware of those. The cast understands that the X card is in play. X's can be sent via private messages via Zoom. No judgment is passed, no questions asked. We will move around things. And I will also say there will be no harm to children at all. That is something I can guarantee. All right, so let us hop into the content. So, you all work in an office for some big company. So, chat, if you're there, please give me some suggestions for what kind of company this cast works for. It is in a big office building, multinational sort of corporation, doing some shady things. So tell me what kind of business they work for. And while chat's rustling up some ideas, I would like the three of you, my wonderful, wonderful cast members, to give me your character names and what position you hold in this company, lower or mid-level workers in this company. So Skip, why don't we start with you? We'll do introduction order.
Ooh.
All right. I'm going to play Tad Sparrow. Tad is about mid-level. He just basically got out of the mailroom because he finished his 2-year community college degree in programming. So he finally got that full-time paycheck now. He's got his benefits, he's got his cube, and he is excited to take his next leap in his career.
Okay. Thank you, Tad. So, Staffan, take it away.
I'm going to be portraying Mike Malone, mild-mannered janitor to the gentry. He has the key to the gold suite toilet.
Fancy.
That even comes with its own special bucket and mop, because, can't cross-contaminate gold and silver. That would be bad.
Can't have that happen. All right, so we have Tad and Mike and Bridgett.
Yeah, I am going to go with Rebecca Sanders. And you know who Rebecca is? Rebecca is like the CEO's second removed niece who got put into this position just because, like, his sister-in-law demanded it and owed her a favor. She has no idea what she's doing here, but she's super excited to be here, and she's super excited to prove that she belongs here, knowing damn well that she knows that she doesn't belong here either, and she's basically riding on nepotism. So, yeah, nepotism, Rebecca Sanders is who I am playing today, but I'm really delighted to be here. I am making really good money for me not to even know how to open up my computer.
Fantastic. So we have a nepotism baby.
Yeah.
All right. So one of the suggestions from chat that really took my fancy for what kind of corporation this that you all work for is fake plant manufacturer, which I absolutely love. I believe that was Barry. Thank you very much. So we're going to run with that. So one of the players, what is the name of this this company that manufactures fake plants? I know I'm giving you the hard stuff right at the beginning.
I like it though. Make them work. Make them work, Rina.
Flower Baby Inc.
What was that, RQ?
Flower Baby Inc.
Flower Baby Inc. Love it. Okay.
Flower Baby Inc.
It sounds a lot more innocuous than it actually is, but that's part of the cover, right? So
Flower
it
baby.
is after hours at this point in the day. Most people went home between 4 and 5. The three of you, however, have had to stay until 6 p.m. Because there's a rare visit from the CEO this evening. Her name is Kyra Snow. She is a very tall, well-dressed, slightly domineering woman who makes everyone, especially the secretaries, cower in fear whenever she click-clacks on her high heels through the halls of Flower Baby Inc. And for some reason, she has requested that the three of you stay this evening because she wants to have a meeting with you in her gold level office, Mike. You've never been anywhere in the office except for the bathrooms. So, your world is about to expand a little bit further. You don't know why, though. You do know that there has been something slightly odd going on in this office building for the past few hours. Quality control has been bringing in large boxes of plants, fake plants, and they all look a little off. You're not quite sure what off means. You just know when you look at them as the maintenance men and the delivery men unpack these potted fake plants and the little fake potted cacti that people will put on their windowsills instead of trying to keep alive a real one because those things are thirsty motherfuckers. You just feel kind of wrong when you look at them. There's just something odd. But that surely has absolutely nothing to do with why Miss Snow wants to see you in her office. So it is now getting close to 6:30, and the three of you have been sitting in these very uncomfortable chairs that are meant to keep you from wanting to be there too long because, well, you have to keep up the productivity. So the door opens, and Miss Snow looks out at you from her imposing 6'1" height in her dark suit. You may come in. And she ushers you into her office. There are no chairs other than hers. There is a large desk and a very tall potted fake plant in a corner, meant to perhaps evoke some feeling of perhaps nature. It does not. It makes you even more aware of just how fake everything is around here. But she sits down behind her desk and she sets her hands off to the side and she looks at you and says, "Do you know why I've called you in?"
If it's
Eye contact with each of you.
if it's about the pile of leaves that somehow made it in through the window last week, I'm sure that maintenance will have had that covered by now.
You're close. Matt, is it?
Mike, Bam.
Yes. Okay, thank you, Matt. She looks at the other two of you. Cold, gimlet stare.
Ma'am, I got the TPS report done, as soon as I could, and I made sure that, it was sent right to your email. In fact, I got a confirmation that you received it. So did I mislabel something?
No. Emails don't matter. I never read them anyway. And, Rebecca, what do you think?
What did you think? What did she say Snow's first name was again?
Kyra.
Kyra. Hi, Auntie Kyra. They're probably not related. By all means.
They certainly are not.
But have they been in enough family reunion circles or whatever where this character has no boundaries? Hi, Auntie Kyra. Nope, I have no idea while I'm here.
You will. She leans back and shuffles some papers on her desk. You have all recently, for one reason or another, been on probationary review. It has come to my attention. She looks very long and hard at you, Rebecca. and her long fingernails click clack on the desk. So, if you want to continue your employ in this company with your generous health insurance and 401k, well, for two of you anyway, but your ability to pay your rent, I'm sure, I have a job for you. Perhaps you've noticed the unusually large number of quality control boxes being brought in today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
They
I
were
was eating a tuna fish sandwich in the cafeteria and I was watching.
Yeah, did something
Her
get recalled?
Her nostrils flare when you mention the tuna fish sandwich. Not recalled, but there's been some incidents. So, what the three of you are going to do this evening is you are going to observe the plants. I've had them set up in various places around the office building. You're going to watch them. Wander around. Have a look. See what they're doing. And then you'll report to me in the morning. That is all.
I have follow-up questions. Did we add animatronics to the plants? What do you mean watch them? Like, just look at them?
Observe, I believe, is the exact word I used, Rebecca.
Rebecca straightens up because she actually finds Auntie Kyra hot, but that's a different story for a different day.
I mean, who doesn't really?
I mean, me, wow.
We're done here.
Yes, ma'am. Just observe the plants, report back. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Do you want it in? You don't want it in an email. You just want it brought to you.
No. No emails. This will be between us. Yes, Rebecca.
How long are we watching the plants? And what are we watching for? I guess is what I'm off. You know what?
She checks her watch. About 15 hours, I'd say. Considering how long it is before the morning shift starts. You can handle that, can't you?
Mm-hmm. I sure can. 15 hours? That's
You're
a
a
short
good company girl, aren't you?
Oh my goodness, like her palms are sweating.
Kyra knows. So.
Coffee in the cafeteria, so we should be good.
She suddenly looks very bored and goes looking through the stack of papers on her desk as if you're not even there.
Okay, so we're going to go look at the plants and get some coffee.
Mm-hmm. Come on, Mike. Let's go. Let's go look at plants for 15 hours.
I know just the way. Since there is a maintenance back door out of the executive restrooms that goes straight down to the cafeteria, as opposed to wandering around all the corridors.
All right. So you go to the custodian's entrance through the executive bathrooms.
There we go.
Right. So
that's a good company.
You go to the custodian's entrance, and there's this narrow flight of stairs, and the bulb flickers from the light. It's not very well lit. Most of the staircases, except for the executive staircase, are not very well lit at all. And no matter how many emails you send Tad about getting this fixed in anywhere, maintenance never seems to really get around to it. They usually have better things to do.
Oop.
So this particular hallway is no exception. But there is, sitting on one of the stairs, a small potted cactus. It is just sitting there in the middle of a step.
And
it feels wrong.
Feels wrong.
Mm-hmm. Looking at it feels wrong.
Ad'll pull out his tablet and his little writing pen and just kind of pop it up and make a note of where it is, what time he was starting to observe it, and just kind of sit there and stare at it with his pen ready just in case it moves.
Hello, Tad.
Wait, what?
You don't hear this. Only Tad hears this.
Oh, God.
I'll look around. Well, now just call me. Did you say my name?
Mm-mm.
Mike?
He stops whistling in a corner where he's started to shuffle off some dust with a very, very, very yellow, clearly plastic broom with plastic bristles. Because it's properly real plastic. Everything in this company.
Everything.
And he says, "Oh, no, not me. I think I was whistling Oyanri."
Okay. I'll start looking at the plan again.
There's a sudden sharp pain in your hand. Almost like putting your hand on a thorn or maybe a cactus spine.
Oof.
Mm-hmm.
It just suddenly sharp pain through your right hand.
Oh, ow. Young for carpal tunnel. Put my
Have a
pen
nice
back
night,
in.
Tad.
Y'all are messing with me, aren't you? You're messing with the new guy, right?
No, but if you could pick that plant up and we can go to the cafeteria, we could get the coffee started. This is a trip hazard, right? We don't want anybody to trip on it. She didn't say watch them where they were. We can move them, right? Like, come on, pick it up. Let's go. The coffee pot is, I'm sure, ready to be recycled and refreshed.
I guess I did a lot of typing today. My hand hurts. Mike, can you get it?
Oh, sure. He'll walk up to it and stop about 2 steps away and go, and then lean back into his belt and pull out the 2 big yellow plastic rubber gloves. I don't like the way it's looking at me, he says, and he'll turn it around 180 degrees before me.
I still feel like it's looking at you, Mike. Tad, where are we going, Tad?
To the cafeteria, y'all. I mean, that's where Rebecca said we're going, right?
You forgot the casserole at the family barbecue last month, Tad.
Oop.
Everybody hates you now.
What? I was supposed to bring the cups.
No,
That's
everyone was being polite. But secretly they hate you now. You're unreliable, Tad.
what y'all know about my casserole? I was supposed to bring the cups. That's what I told everybody.
Tad, who are you talking to?
Aren't you talking to me about the casserole?
No, we're trying to go. What are you doing? Pick up the plant. Let's go.
I've been working too hard. I don't really like casserole.
Why are we talking about casserole and cups? Then, Mike, what the hell are you doing? Let's go. And literally, I'm just gonna go up and grab the damn plant. And like, this is gonna be one of those I pick up a stupid potted plant type of just like, I know it's fake. I just pick it up and grab it off the corners, and I'm going to attempt to march away with it.
Do you pick it up by the pot or the plant?
What is it's a plastic plant, right?
Yep.
Right there off of the plant.
Okay, you go to pick it up by the plant, and you suddenly feel like 100 hot needles are stabbing into your hand.
She screams. The screams are echoing off of this hallway. She drops the plant.
Are you okay?
Oh my god! Oh my god! I think that's a real cactus. I think it might be a real
Your
cactus.
hand is bleeding.
I think that's a real cactus. Fuck!
Pull off my tie.
Oh.
Try to wrap the bandage around her hand so it stops bleeding.
I don't like being touched like that, Tad. Consent is sexy.
But wait a minute. He'll stare at the plant. Are you talking to me?
Silence.
That's so disrespectful.
I'll be danged. They got real plant seeds into the plastics factory.
Guys, no wonder they're
No.
being recalled. Like, holy shit, do I need stitches? She's touching her hand with all these, like, barb holes in it.
You know, I've read that they've done a great thing about virtual reality now. I was reading in a Consumer Digest about it, that they can actually, you know, send out signals now that it can actually, you know, make you feel things and hear things and even smell things. That's what's going on. That's top level shenanigans. And I didn't
That's a
get an
good
email
word,
about
Tad.
this.
That's a good word. You should go downstairs now, Tad.
Yeah, I think we should go downstairs. I need some coffee and maybe some liquor.
Marching away. Because he needs coffee and I clearly need to, like, dip my entire hand in hydrogen peroxide. But it's fine.
Totally fine.
Everything's fine.
So is Mike carrying the cactus with his big rubber
Mike
gloves?
is carrying the cactus by the pot, pretty much sort of out in front of him, a tread or two on the stairs, just so that when the inevitable trip over broom happens, he doesn't necessarily go flying straight into the pot.
So you carry the cactus down towards the cafeteria. It feels strange in the hallway. It's dark. There's only those low-level emergency lights that OSHA requires the building to have, and they probably wouldn't have if they weren't forced to have them in here. There's the glow of the exit sign. Only you can't really see the T on the exit sign because there's these long, drooping leaves, like palm tree fronds hanging over. There's a massive, you assume fake palm tree by the exit door. But that's fine, right? It's not. It feels wrong. And the fronds sort of ripple as if in some breeze only it can feel.
Guys, you're seeing this, right? This isn't just me.
Yeah, that's weird. The AC is never on down here.
It's virtual reality, I tell you. They're doing some wacky stuff now.
Okay.
Hey, Mike. Mike. You know why your cousins never invited you on family vacation, right, Mike? Because you're a loser, Mike. Oh, look, I've got the key to the gold bathroom. They laugh at you behind your back, Mike. And the palm tree ripples. But the cafeteria is just up there on the left.
You two go ahead. I think I'm going to go find a different door through to that corridor. No real reason. I'm sort of gonna just back up against the wall and do that. I'm not moving sideways, honest.
Oh, okay, Mike. We'll get the coffee ready.
What is going on with you two tonight?
I'm telling you, my cousin, he's behind all this because he's the one who always teases me about that casserole.
And she's going to march forward. I am going to stop very briefly, Rina. You said it's EXI and the T is missing because of this leaf. Is it coming through the box down from the ceiling? Like, she's just going to look at it as she passes under to see if she can figure out where the hell that is actually growing from or taped to, or... Oh, crap. Of course you're muted.
Yeah, there was a leaf over the T.
Okay.
And then as you go up and look up under it, there's a couple more growing through it. And it almost looks like they're weaving their way up into the eye. And then, oh yeah, now it's going down and to the X. Oh, this is totally normal.
Guys, wait, no, this thing is growing through and in the exit sign. Like, as I'm looking at it, it is physically pushing itself around letters and into the electrical box.
What?
No, I'm not bullshitting you. Come look. And she's gonna point up and like direct her finger at it while her hand is still like dripping blood and is still wrapped around your tie.
I'll be hornswoggled. What?
You'll be what?
And
Hornswoggled.
Rebecca, there's a brush against your ankle. And you see one of those plants that has the long trailing vines is just sort of one of those vines, and the little leaves on it are just sort of brushing up against your ankle, because you refuse to wear pantyhose in the office.
Absolutely not.
Kyra says you're supposed to, but you can just sort of feel the little tickle along the edges.
One, she deliberately doesn't wear the pantyhose because she's convinced she can't get fired. Two, she kind of likes it when Auntie Kyra is a little irritated with her, because then Auntie Kyra kind of like yells at her a little bit. And that's like her favorite thing that happens on Fridays and is what she thinks about all the way until Mondays. But in this particular moment, she is going to almost cartoonish do that nope where she like lifts 3 inches off of the ground, looks down at this thing, and she's running. I mean, it is, we're not going to investigate it. We're not going to talk about it. She bolts.
You can still feel the tickle of that leaf around your ankle as you run away. And you hear a bad girl.
Rebecca?
It's on the ground. Wait, what? And she listens again.
I know what you do. You sit at your desk and you don't do anything. Don't you? You're getting fired next week if you don't figure this out. And then you'll never see Auntie Kyra again. And wouldn't that just be so tragic?
She's on one foot leaning against the wall with her like knee bent, scratching at that tickle as this voice is going through her head. Do I recognize this voice?
It sounds a little bit like Kyra's voice, just a little bit in the tone and the inflection, but there's something earthier about it.
She's going to lower her foot back to the ground, and she's going to turn that corner that she just ran around. Then she's going to look at Tad and Mike. Okay, so let's figure out whatever's going on here.
That sounds like a great idea, Tad.
Okay. There's got to be microphones or something placed somewhere. You know, because plastic plants just don't talk by themselves. Well, no, they don't.
There's a sharp pain in your neck, Tad.
Oh.
And Rebecca, you feel like there's these vines wrapping around your legs, just crawling up you. There's nothing there, but you feel it. and something's brushing against your face, Mike, like when you were climbing a tree as a kid and you'd get a little too high and there'd be those branches with all the sharp sticks and the leaves, just the little leaves poking out, and it brushes against the side of your face and just a scratch.
This is just a dream. I'm sure. I must have fallen asleep on the third floor restroom. That's the loaders and unloaders where they where it always has that rather peculiar smell to it.
Mm. Are there more plants in here? You could have sworn there was just that palm tree and the creeping vine just a minute ago, and the cactus that Mike's holding. But
who planted the grassy floor?
The floor's
and the grass kind of ripples like there's wind, but you can't feel it. And the palm tree leaves are now writhing. It's the only word to describe it, really, writhing. Around the exit sign, the vine is creeping up to meet it.
Okay, maybe we shouldn't figure it out. Maybe we should just leave. Let's leave. Maybe let's leave.
You know, Rebecca, maybe they did this to you on purpose. Maybe they just don't want to give you a severance package. So much easier if you just disappear.
Wait, disappear? What? Who is speaking to me? And I'm gonna rapidly look around, and she's subconsciously like using her nails to try to pull off the vines that are like creeping up her knee, up to her like her upper thigh. Even though she can't see anything, she's doing that involuntary movement. John Tyler's like, if it lets you.
Tad, you look down as Rebecca's kind of dancing a bit uncomfortably, like she's trying to brush something off of her, and you feel these sharp pains from your hands all the way up your arms, and it's starting to feel like your hands have been stuck in a bramble patch or something. It's just these sharp pains all the way up.
gotta scream out. Oh, I don't know what's going on, but I don't want to be here anymore. Where's the door?
You can't see the door anymore. There's ivy hanging all over the walls. And trees, these palm trees, fir trees, oak trees, things that don't grow together in the same place, all lining that wall, and they all appear to be looking at you. They're watching you in this industrial forest, all around you. Mike. You shouldn't be here, Mike. Not with them. They think they're better than you. Everybody thinks they're better than you. What makes you think you could do anything with them? They don't even notice you're here.
Oh, disrespectful.
And you feel the scratching, like the branches, that rough bark, it's tiny splinters all over your body.
I know I read that the office was a jungle, but that paper didn't know half of it. But at least I know, he says, and holds up the cactus, realizing that That's got a lot of quite sharp thorns and so forth at it. So he's just going to start using that almost machete-like to cut through whatever is holding him back.
Every time you swing the cactus, Tad, you feel horrible pain up your arms, into your shoulders, up your neck. It's like something is stabbing even further into you every time this cactus is moved.
Oof.
Mike, stop! It's hurting! Stop!
What? The cactus is hurting?
No, I am. Every time you swing that damn thing.
No, I am. Can we still see the stairs? I know you said that door is completely different. Is this? Can we still see the stairs that we were coming down?
You can still see the stairs behind you, but it looks like there's now some kind of moss on the bottom couple stairs.
Okay.
It feels plasticky, but it's growing.
So she is back crawling if she can. Trying to like back crawl up these stairs to get just away from this avalanche of plant, and she's just gonna call out, does anyone have a lighter? Does anyone have a lighter? Does anyone have a light? A bic? A flick? The Zippo? Something? Does anyone have fire?
I got my tablet.
Fire? Really, Rebecca? Just because it worked on the house that one time doesn't mean you should go around setting fire to everything else.
She freezes in spot, which is like this awkward position where one hand is like elbow is up and she's, getting ready to do that next backward cross. And she just freezes and she stares forward and she's looking around as if somebody else possibly could have heard that out loud.
I know about the pilot light. I know. Your mother knows too. She just pretends she doesn't. Are you
Mike,
really
do you have a
gonna do
lighter?
this again?
Do you have a lighter? Mike, do you have a lighter?
I knew this was the wrong month to give up smoking.
Oh, you quit just too soon.
Well, they did say cigarettes were going to kill me.
Well, it might be the plan this time, honey.
It wasn't going to stick anyway, Mike. You give in to peer pressure too easy. Andy from the second floor janitorial staff was going to get you back into it anyway. You know he was. You're weak.
The better brand, though. But what Mike does have is the flimsy plastic dustpan scooping janitorial device. So he's going to put that down on the floor and just try to push along to try to create a path through this grass and moss.
What are you doing with the cactus when you do that?
Man, fuck that cactus.
I think what he'll do is he will pull out a small roll of duct tape and just duct tape it to the top of the trash collector. So actually taking the cactus for a ride, as it were.
It feels, Tad, like these spikes, needles, whatever they are, being pushed further and further into your skin.
Oh, Tad.
And you can see now there is blood all over the front of Tad's white shirt, up his sleeves, down the front of his shirt, through his tie. But you can't see anything making those wounds.
Oh, God, Tad.
Mike, stop! I'm going to try to tackle Mike so he doesn't do this anymore.
So you tackle Mike, and as you land on him, essentially push him to the ground, you feel a horrible pain as all of these needles, it feels like, are pushed all the way in, and you feel like you can't breathe. And Mike, you now have Tad's blood and Tad all over you.
That'll
Please.
take a week to get out.
And you feel like things are scratching all over you. Mike,
Ooh.
just like the one time when you got too high up in the tree and you were stuck and you couldn't get down because you were scared from all the splinters and all the scratching and everything. You couldn't make yourself climb back down. And it hurts. And now Tad is on top of you, and you're never going to get those splinters out, Mike.
Well, it's clear in Mike's brain that where the splinters is coming from is obviously his cheap, very, very cheap polyester work clothing. So this is where Mike starts the disrobe maneuver.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
It's a symphony show now, baby.
So, Tad, you roll off, feeling out of breath, in a lot of pain. You don't know where it's coming from. And Rebecca, you're watching all of this as Mike starts pulling off his janitorial coveralls. And the vines, it feels like, are wrapping up your arms now individually.
Oh, God.
And there's one wrapping around your chest and squeezing. You like this, don't you? Come on. Be honest.
That's
For the first time in your life.
That's the bullshit of
honest.
it. She really does enjoy it. That's the full bullshit of it, too. But she's going to lie in this moment, and she's going to dig her fingers into it and just attempt to yank. Let's see what happens when we do damage to this particular plant.
Mm-hmm. So you reach your hands towards the invisible vine, whatever it is, and you start pulling, and your hand comes away coated in some kind of sticky silver substance. It smells of oil and dirt and just this after hint of pine that is probably the worst bit of it because it doesn't belong with the other scents. It's not a color that should exist in a plant, plastic or otherwise.
You have no idea how badly she wants to lick her fingers. You have no idea how tempted I am in this particular
We got
moment.
5 minutes left, Bridgett.
Let's go.
5 minutes.
Let's go. So she's pulling out invisible vines. Her hand is coming out with this scented fluid that's this mix between oil and earth, but it has this front, and she's looking at this off-color drip from her hands, and she's not thinking to herself, hey, the best decision ever would be to lick this plant, but she can't not taste it. She just can't not taste it. So just as the one vine is curling up her other arm and almost strapping it down, she just brings her hand slowly to her face, and she connects her tongue right at the wrist and just runs the circuit all the way up.
It tastes like winter when the leaves are dead and the bark is cold and rough. Everything is empty. You don't know how something can taste empty, but it does. And you start to feel little rustling in your face. There's leaves sprouting from your tongue, wrapping around your teeth, sliding up and out your mouth, around your face, caressing you, gently brushing your skin, wrapping around you. Don't worry. You'll never be alone again. As the vines envelop you and begin to pour out of every orifice, wrapping and writhing all around the room. And so Mike and Tad, you see Rebecca lick her hand, and then all of these, they look like plastic, but they look like not plastic at the same time, leaves and vines wrapping out around her mouth, her nose, out of her eyes and her ears, and just covering her as she becomes a living vine.
That's it. That's it. I can't. And he'll just try to pull himself up off the ground and just leap towards the stairs as best he can. He's had it.
Tad, where are you going, Tad?
Leave me alone.
Come on, Tad.
Leave me alone.
You won't have to ever send another email, Tad.
No. I like
no more
emails.
emails.
I
no
like
more
emails. I like
Do
them.
you?
Yes. That's all I got. All I got is my emails.
You could be part of something bigger, Tad. You could be an ecosystem.
Oof.
You mean like Captain Planet?
Yeah. Doesn't that sound great, Tad?
I like Captain Planet. Always wanted to be the heart.
And you feel those sharp prickles all through your skin. You're almost there, Tad. Come on.
I just want to belong.
You do. And you feel the prickling across your face, but it doesn't feel sharp this time. It's almost like these needles are brushing your skin, and you feel a rippling across your chest as these needles that were pushing into you suddenly begin to push out.
Mm.
But it doesn't hurt, Tad. It doesn't hurt. As your body transforms, you feel welcome here. For the first time in your life, something wants you.
I am heart.
Mike, you've stripped off your coveralls, standing there in your boxers and your tank top, and you've got this feeling of these scritching branches and splinters all over your body, and you see that Rebecca has become a living vine, and Tad has somehow morphed into something like a human cactus. His face is still staring at you, but with this blissed out expression as the needles poke out of his face, out of his eyes, out of his throat. They left you too, Mike. See? Everybody does.
Oof.
Well, the boss did say to keep watching them. No way out. No way out. There's always a way out. And he'll reach down into his belt and pull out the petroleum-based cleaning product that he has just to him. And in an attempt to get rid of these branches and budding leaves, he's just going to pour it on all over his t-shirt, all over him, at which point he sees down in his clothes a matchbox and one final cigarette left.
You light up, quite literally. And you hear a scream in your head. No, not a scream. 1,000 tiny screams from all over your body. And the smell of plastic melting all around you and over you. And the sprinkler system turns on, dousing you, but too late for you. As you reject the plant's invasion into your spirit, and you've won this one final victory. Mike, who never thought he'd be anything more than a janitor, he did something. And we'll end with the company coming back in the morning. Potted plants in various places. the burned out husk of Mike Malone standing just outside the cafeteria, and 2 new plants that weren't on the checklist. A cactus, slightly odd looking, maybe face. Shouldn't be a face there, just a trick of the light. Some creeping vines against the wall that make everyone feel uncomfortable for some reason. But everyone shrugs and goes back to work. It's Friday. We don't have time to look into this. And that is where we will end this game.
Oh,
Wow.
my God. Yep.
So thank you so much for everyone who joined in and is currently watching the replay or who watched us live. You are indeed the best part of waking up. We sincerely appreciate you. Again, if you enjoyed this content, please consider helping the Symphony make more by backing us on Patreon at patreon.com/Symphony Entertainment. We hope you've enjoyed the Symphony, and we look forward to seeing you again. Before we sign off, everyone, if you'd like to reintroduce yourselves, tell everyone where they can find you, find your work, please take it away, Skip.
Again, I'm on Skip. You can find me at Skip's a Keeper on Discord. I'm kind of all over the place now. And theskipmorton@gmail.com if you'd like to reach me through Gmail. And it's been a pleasure being part of this whole thing tonight. And I look forward to seeing y'all down the road.
And I'm RQStaffan, wherever handles may be found. Typically, I'll be lurking in your stream, clipping away. But it's been an absolute blast to finally be able to clip myself for a change.
Yes.
Definitely the adrenaline injection the week needed. So, yep, that's me.
And we all know where to find Bridgett. She's right here. But in general, if you're here, you know where to find Bridgett. Unless
She's
you have
around.
anything to add, Bridgett.
No, you'll hear her before anything else. She's around. Just follow
It's
the
true.
volume.
It's true. And the face. The face
And the
is just
face.
as loud.
Loud.
And I have been your host and your game master and improv storyteller, Rina. You can find me on Discord, on the Symphony server, and just about everywhere Call of Cthulhu can be found. You can also find me on the Old Ways podcast for some Vampire the Masquerade with Bridgett as well, and on Horror on the Orient Express. And you can also find me on Ain't Slayed Nobody, sometimes on How We Roll podcast, and a few other places. If you would like to check out my scenarios, some of which we have done on Symphony as live streams, then you can go to Drive Through RPG. You'll find Saturday the 14th, which is almost a gold bestseller if you'd like to help me get there. And a bunch of other, I'd like to think, very interesting and well-written scenarios, but, I'll leave that up to you to judge.
It's true.
But you can also just drop by my DMs, chat, talk about games, all that sort of thing. And I'm no longer on Twitter, so good luck. Find me on Blue Sky. So thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Bridgett, for letting me take over your stream for a while. We hope you've enjoyed the Symphony, and we look forward to seeing you again. Have a wonderful night.
Bye.